2049 is a masterpiece. Love it. Thanks for recommendations. I'm telling you, anybody who says that movie's bad just doesn't understand it. I hate to be that pretentious guy, but every time I hear people say 2049 isn't that good, like they literally fundamentally do not get it. Which is like, if you don't get it, then stop fucking talking to people like us because you have nothing to add. All right, you're not like me. You'll never be like me. 2049 is not, it's a view into the present and even worse, the future of man, where they do not get a woman. No, they're a fucking freak, and the best they can hope for is a goddamn AI girlfriend. They're not the main character. No, they delude themselves to thinking they're the main character. The movie is so, it's not even prophetic because it's literally happening right now, and fucking retards who aren't even that goddamn old, not to name any specific names, don't get the movie, and it's like, listen, how the fuck can you expect to lead anybody if you don't even understand who you're talking to? That's all I'm saying. I understand. I get it. Also, the message of the first Blade Runner, and I think it's a great movie, but that is a bad message. It is the opposite of the message of the book. They are not just like us. In fact, the message of the book is that the machines do not have empathy, and that's what separates them from us. And that's true. But the thing is, obviously, since 2049 has to carry the message from the first one through, the second one is like, okay, we're all replicants. Like, on a basic level, the young millennials, the Zoomers, whatever, we are basically replicants, in that we are a shell of a man. We will never have what the normal person should have. And you can say I'm reading too much into it, but I just think it fits too perfectly with the modern suffering, the modern human condition. So that's why, again, I'm very pissed. Like, I'm fine with you thinking the first one's better. I don't really give a shit. I do give a shit if you don't even fucking understand the movie and then speak with authority and say it's bad. It's like, fuck off, you're a midwit. You are not as intelligent as you think you are, period. It's just a change in perspective, right? Like with the first movie with Deckard's human. I know people like the theory that he's a replicant, but I feel like that kind of defeats some of the purpose of the movie if he was. But I don't think he's a replicant. He's a human, so we're a human. We're seeing it through the human lens, how the replicants are just like us, which is arguably an anti-racism message, which I would argue is actually bad in propaganda. But taking that aside, the replicants, since they have a limited lifespan, they never got to live out a life, and so, but despite their very limited thing, their limited lifespans, Roy Batty's seeing like all this crazy shit because they're workers on another planet, slave race. So, at the end, the villain learns the value of life and sees the beauty of it, and he's glad that he just lived it. And you could argue also the message is like the humans might get their full lives, but given that they're basically slaves to the system, that they don't even get to live out their time, whereas the guy with limited time went out and saw the world, really the solar system. So he got to experience more of a life than the average person, which is an interesting message. I like the end of that movie a lot. I think it is really great. But the difference is with the sequel, you're just shifting the perspective, where now you're from the eyes of a replicant, except now arguably humans are replicants. We're all golems to the powers that be. The replicants are slave race to the chosen humans. And the delusion of being the main character absolutely speaks, but again, it requires self-awareness, which in the age of narcissism, people rarely have self-awareness. But a lot of people have solipsism or some form of main character syndrome, which is just some extreme narcissism where they really think they're the main character. And Blade Runner 2049 is like, actually, that's just an implanted memory. You're a literal who nobody to be used for someone else who is the main character, which you can interpret that in so many great ways. One, it could be genetics, where like, Deckard and his daughter and all that, they're the better genetic people, whereas the replicant is just like some guy. He's a tool to be used and discarded. And I think that's great for Ryan Gosling too, because he just kind of fits that role in general as like this sort of autistic guy who's just kind of living his life and he doesn't fit in with society. And the AI girlfriend thing speaks to every weeb. Like that's just inherently, like everyone likes anime. So this is what I'm saying. I don't know, man. Like I don't want to necessarily start fights with people, but I feel like there's so many things that you can read into with the movie where it's people saying that it's about nothing. It's like, fuck you, boomer fuck. I'm so happy for you that you can't relate to this. I'm glad that you can't, okay? Because all the people who can, it just shows you how fucked like the clown world is, that we can, that this is us, this is our lives, okay? This is what we see, right? This is, be glad that you can't relate to this fucking movie. Because you know what, fuck you. You're dead to me. You're fucking dead. It disgusts me, truly.